morning, happy Sunday morning. It's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine, and I'm here with some live Sunday morning stamping with you. This morning I decided to do a quick and cute little 3D tin. These are the rectangle tins that Stampin' Up! Are selling now in the August to December mini catalog. So here is the little tin we're going to decorate today. I am using the Wrapped in Christmas stamp set. So this is part of what I call a mega suite. It is the Heartwarming Hugs suite. So this is 10 stamps. And then there's another bundle actually as part of the suite. So there's a whole bunch of pages. It's 8, 9, 10, and 11 if you have the catalog in front of you. So I'm using the stamp set on page 11. So here's the stamp set I'm using. So the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper is on sale this month, the month of October 2020. So it's one of 15 select Designer Series papers from the annual catalog and the August to December mini catalog that are on sale for 15% off. So and it ends up being $11.50 and then it goes down to $9.78 plus tax and shipping. So let me point the camera down and we'll get started stamping. So again, here is the tin we are gonna make, and let me bring over the stamp set too, and let me make sure I can find myself in my feed. So to make sure I'm in the camera. Okay, not too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, I'm using Wrapped in Christmas. I actually decided to change up the stamp. This wasn't my original plan, but I ended up going with A Little Something for You. And I have Mossy Meadow ink, and I'm just going to stamp it on a piece of Whisper White that is 2 by 4. Normally when I'm punching, I do a whole bunch of, cut my cardstock down to 2 inches so I have strips. For the live, it's just easier to show you a 2 by 4. Haha, 2 by 4. So I picked this stamp because obviously A Little Something for You. With any Designer Series paper and embellishments, you could make it any theme that you want. And of course I'm blanking on what this punch is called, but I'm gonna punch it out with this punch, which is one of the label punches, and I'm totally blanking on what it's called, but I'll put all the details below. I was gonna use the Everyday label, which is more square, and this one's kind of more rounded. So this worked out perfect. So my stamping is done. Why don't we actually work on the tin and getting the tin together. So this is Stampin' Up's take on the Altoid tins. So you could totally cover the front of it. I've even seen people cover the sides. But what I wanted to do is make a belly band so the recipient could take it off, slide it off, and use it for something else. I'm more about kind of reduce, reuse, recycle. So what I decided to do, I have a piece of Designer Series paper from the Heartwarming Hugs, and it's 3 by 8. And what I'm going to do is wrap this around. Now my original one, I used the Mossy Meadow with the polka dots as the base and then the plaid as the little banner. So I'm going to switch it out and use the plaid. These are, by the way, this is the same piece of paper. So what I love about Stampin' Up! Is everything coordinates. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for this, I just went right to my designer paper, and everything's going to coordinate with everything. So I have it about in the middle, and I'm just going to bring the ends up, and I'm just going to pick it up and kind of sort of pinch a little bit. I don't want it super tight because I want this to be a belly band, like I said, and slide off. So I'm going to try to mark here. I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape adhesive here down the middle. You could use liquid glue for this. You could use, I would probably use Stampin' Seal Plus as well. You want a strong adhesive. So with this, I can just literally place and tear. You want to make sure your adhesive stays on the designer series paper. So again, I'm just going to try to pick it up for a minute and try to line it up as best as I can before I stick it down. So with this, you just lay it down, burnish it a little bit with your fingernail, and then you can release. And it just tears right off in one swoop. Okay. So that looks great. And see, I'm able to slide it off so the recipient can slide it off to get whatever's inside. If it's a small gift, some candy, gift card. So this will be great for holiday season, especially where we're not sure we're going to be visiting. I can send some of these in the mail in a padded envelope. So again, this is the same designer series paper, Heartwarming Hugs. And this is a 1.5 by 3.5 piece. Same pattern. I'm going to put a banner in one side. So I'm just going to stick into my triple banner punch all the way down. And then what I did with this is I kind of offset it to one side. So you want your adhesive on the plaid side. I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue, but I have to be careful because this is a new one. I don't want my adhesive to go all the way to the edges because the bottom does hang over a tad. So I'm going to call this the top, this side, and kind of go right up to the tippity top. But keep your adhesive in the middle. Okay, so let's talk about the ribbon and the embellishments. So this is in the Heartwarming Hug Suite. This is the Real Red braided linen trim, and it is a 16-inch piece. And then I also picked up one of the glitter stars from that same suite. And let's do the ribbon first. So I'm just gonna do a bow at the top. So I'm just gonna wrap it around the back and make sure my ends are about even. So I gotta pull a little bit on this side. That's about right. This is really thin and easy to work with, so I originally was playing with the Mossy Meadow, and I switched to the Mossy Meadow ribbon in the suite, so switch to the linen trim. Okay, that looks good. With my little silver star, this has a little hanger. I'm just gonna clip it off. Whoops, as I drop it. I'm just gonna come in and cut the knot. And I just want this to hang down. I first was gonna, because it has a loop, you could actually loop it through the ribbon, and I played around with that and I didn't like how it looked, so I'm just gonna tie it through the knot of my ribbon. If you have a long holiday weekend, I'd love to know what you're doing this weekend. I didn't have tomorrow as a holiday, but I took it off so I can actually clean my office. Since I was away last weekend in Maine, I came back and my office was kind of a mess. All the stuff I packed and then had to unpack and put away, and I did design my October card class yesterday, so I'll give you a look at that at the end of making this project. So I am just going to put on my A Little Something for You down towards the bottom, a little bit of liquid glue. And then I just added some of the real red rhinestones from the annual catalog. So here are my real red rhinestones. I'm not 100% sure now what this specific name is, but I'll post all the details below. I just did 3, so 1 towards the top and 2 down here towards the corner. So you'll see a theme of 3 going on here, 3 rhinestones. I have my Mossy Meadow 3 times in the designer series paper here, here, and in the stamp. I have my red in the designer series paper, in the ribbon, and in the rhinestones. So it's appealing to the eye, and in design there is the 3. The only thing I screwed up on was the silver. I have the silver in the tin and the silver in the star, so that's only twice, but hey, I think it works. So you can cut off your tails and then you're done. So I'd love to know if you have a preference, the green polka dot in the background with the plaid up top, or the green with the banner with the polka dot and the plaid in back. So that is my project, and like I said, this is just, it slides right off so the recipient can get into it and they could reuse the tin for something else. So let me give you a look at my October card class. This is going to be featuring the Snow Wishes bundle. So hopefully you'll be able to see these. I do have them in the plastic to protect them and not get them in ink, but super sparkly. This one is embossed. It has the designer series paper behind and then some of the blue adhesive gems. So that's card number 1. Card number 2, embossed and using the bundle with the dies. And then I have some of the glimmer paper and the gem. Card number 3, using the designer series paper. It's got some of the gems and the ribbon across. So this is a sweet and simple 4-card class. And then this last one with the designer series paper and the ribbon and the gems and the glitter paper and the snowflakes. So details on that are on my blog. Actually, let me bring my camera back up since I'm almost done here. So, okay, we're back up top here. So details are on my blog at christinestamps.blogspot.com. You can get info on my classes and tutorials by clicking on the Classes and Tutorials tab. For the Snowflake Wishes card class, the deadline to RSVP is October 20th, and you'll find the link there to RSVP. So if you place an order this month, and actually by October 20th to get the class, I am offering this class free with an order over $27, and this is US, and there is a host code, so I'll post the details below. The host code is 7ZVZS433, so that's through October 20th to get the 4-card class. Make sure you go to the link to register so I have your address and I can mail you the packets. So these are make and take packets. You will need ink and stamps to finish the projects as I've shown them here on the video. And don't forget about the designer series paper sale that is going on through October 31st. There are 15 papers from the annual catalog and the August to December mini that are on sale, 15% off. And I guess that's it for this week. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're off tomorrow, make sure you make the most of it and enjoy the week. I'll be back next week with another project to share.